Hello. Today I'd like us to look at how to use Sims 4 Studio to improve CAS based on your own preferences. So you can download Sims 4 Studio from their website. You can download the Wishes version if you use Windows-based software, and you can use the Apple Blossom if you use a Mac. Once you've downloaded Sims 4 Studio and you open it, you'll see here to the left we have this section for CAS. Now, before you get started, you may want to create your creator name. This will be added to different mods that you create using Sims 4 Studio. Okay, so first I like us to look at doing overrides. Now, there's override means it's going to edit the actual in-game resource. If you wanted to make a standalone that didn't touch the in-game assets, you can create a standalone. But for the purposes of today's tutorial, we're going to choose override. Once you choose override, you can click CAS. Now, in the game, there's certain outfits and there's certain accessories and there's certain hairstyles that appear on Sims that you may not necessarily want to appear. And you can use this to actually customize based on your preference which hairstyles, outfits, skin details, and so on and so forth appear on your Sims. Now, for example, let's say we just pick this hairstyle. Now, you may like this hairstyle, you may not. If you don't want it to necessarily appear, you can select it. Now, you can select these individually if there's just maybe a particular color that you want to edit. Or if you want to choose all of them, you just click on one, but hold down the shift key on your computer at the same time. So if you click it once, this is what happens. If you click it with shift, it selects all of them. Okay, I'm going to select all of them just for this particular tutorial. Okay, and then you can create a package. Now, you can name it whatever you like, just name it something unique. And it'll show loading, and then it will show the hairstyle. Now, at the top here, you have each swatch, and below you have information. Okay, so age and gender flags. Now, currently it's set to only appear on female Sims. If you click male, it'll show up on males as well, but be careful. Sometimes if you set things that were created for female body type based Sims, it's going to look a little bit deformed on male Sims. Some male body type Sims. Sometimes it looks okay, but sometimes it can a little bit funny. So you may want to be careful with that. Here for age, this is what type of ages it will show up on. Now, if you uncheck one of these, it will no longer appear in the cast menu for that age type. So let's say this isn't for random, just to be clear. This is appearing at all. So if you unchecked elder, it will not show up in cast for elders at all. This is by swatch, so you can do it for certain swatches. If you want it for all swatches, you want to click apply to all swatches. Colors. This is what allows it to drill down in the cast menu by color type. Age appropriate. Now, this will take into factor the randomization part. So let's say you didn't want this to show up on teenagers or elders or adults. You only want it to show on young adults. You can click that check. Now, again, this is by swatch. If you want it for all swatches for this hair, you have to remember to click apply to all swatches. You'll get a confirmation. Click yes. You'll always get a confirmation, and it'll say apply to all swatches. Fashion choice, feminine or masculine. This isn't based on the body type of the sim, just whether it shows up in the feminine or masculine category checklist that you have in CAS. Again, you can check or uncheck. Occult. Okay, so you can decide whether it's going to appear in humans, aliens, mermaids, or vampires. So if you wanted it to show up on aliens, you can click it. Outfit type. Again, this is for randomization. So if you wanted to randomly appear on the career outfit as well as the everyday or situation and so on and so forth, you can choose that. Color palette, fabric don't apply. Now, archetype. So in the Sims, there each Sim has its ethnicity assigned, and the ethnicity of the Sim decides or denotes what they wear as far as clothing and also their hair. So here it is currently set to appear on African, Mid Eastern, Asian, and Latin Sims. but not for Caucasian, Island, North American, or South Asian Sims. Now you can check those different options, or you can uncheck them. So for example, you only want it to show on African Sims, you can check that. If you want it for everyone, check everyone and then click apply to all swatches. If you want it on every swatch. Now it's hair length, that's how long it is, what category will show up in. Now, here at the bottom, you have hair color, hair texture, those are self-explanatory. But the important part is here, part flags. Allow for random will make it appear randomly for the Sims. So when your Sims are created in the game, they can randomly be assigned different hairstyles. This is what denotes it. So it's by swatch again. So the black swatch is allow for random. The pink swatch is not. So maybe you want pink hair to be able to assign randomly to Sims in your game. Click allow for random. And again, this is by swatch. So you can choose based on your preference. And if again you want every swatch to be a possibility, click all, apply to all swatches. So now, when I go into CAS or if I go in game, Sims will have the possibility of having this hair show up. You can also do it in reverse. Maybe you don't want this hair to show up on anyone. Click uncheck apply for random and click apply to all swatches. You can still see this swatch in CAS, but it won't appear for random. Now, you may not want this hair to appear at all in your game. You may not want it to be available for random or to show up in CAS. You just don't want to see it at all. If that's the case, you will go up here and you will uncheck all of these. Now, again, you only want to do this if you want to hide this completely. I use this technique when I want to create hiders for certain hairs in the game for myself. So if you uncheck it, you'll see the body type change and click apply to all swatches. You can also do this if maybe you just want an individual swatch to be hidden. So if you only want a certain swatch, don't click apply. If you want it for every swatch, click apply. And click save. Now there's a good way to tell whether or not this worked or not. To be able to tell, click File, Main Menu, and then click on the example or name that you named it. Now, if it looks like this means you've hidden it completely for CAS. Completely hidden it. Now, if you decide later on, I want this back, check back the options again. Make sure you don't click child or toddler for these adult hairs because it will look very strange. And you want to change it to female. Now, this hair looks okay on the male-based body type, so you can keep it if you want, but apply those swatches if you want it back for everyone. Save. And then when I click back on the name of it, it's back again available. And I can play around again with whether I want to make it available for random. And you can do this for any asset in the game. You can do this for clothing. Now, the way Sims 4 Studio works is it has different drop-down menus for you to choose. So, for example, clothing body will show you all the clothing body. Now, this list gets very long depending on all the assets that you have. I have every single pack created. So, if you want to choose by the particular pack, you can drill down. And the same thing I just did for hair, you can do for clothing. So if you wanted to, for example, make this dress, and make it available for certain categories. Now, currently it's set for situation and formal. Maybe you want your everyday Sims to also wear this for their everyday outfit, you can click everyday. And you can just leave it for this swatch, or you can apply to all again. And you can also set it for the different archetypes. So maybe you want everybody. Now, if no one is and no archetype is selected, then it doesn't matter. It will show up for any archetype. If you only have certain ones checked, it will only show up for those certain archetypes. So let's say you unchecked everyone but Caucasian and Latin, or you checked African and Asian, or you clicked all of them. You can pretty much do this based on your preferences. So now, in addition to showing up in different situations and for formal wear, it'll also show up on everyday wear. Again, you can do this by age as well. And again, just a reminder, this part, age appropriate, is based on the randomization. This part up here, age and gender flags, is making it appear at all. So if you uncheck this for elder, it won't appear in the elder category at all. And if a sim age is up for adult and elder, this outfit will get replaced with a new outfit. Something to keep in mind. So this is great for maybe making sure things are age appropriate. So maybe you don't think in your mind or in your taste this is age appropriate for a teen. Uncheck teen and maybe even elder and apply to all swatches. Now, this is based entirely on your preferences. You may think this is appropriate for all of the ages, so you can choose that. Now, this can be tedious to go in and do this for each item. There is a way to do this in batch. So maybe you can do this. You can disable things by random. Disable things for random in batch. So, for example, if you create different CAS things, you click next, put in there. Then you can click here, content management, batch fixes, CAS, disallow CC for random. And you can choose the folder. Now, be very careful. This automatically defaults to a certain folder that's set in the settings. You want to make sure you don't overwrite your mods by accident if you don't want to go there. So, click browse and then go to the folder you want, or if you have it copied, you can copy and paste it. For example, I'm going to paste in the folder I've been saving things to, and then you just click run. And you'll see results fixed. It'll show you all the packages they fixed. Now, when the Sims 4 Studio runs this, they save all of your original versions to a folder under your documents folder on your computer called Sims 4 Studio, and then under batch fixes. And then you can go to the most recent folder, go back up, and it has your original files. Now, if you're okay with how it's been disabled for random, then you can delete this folder. However, I usually suggest keeping this somewhere, like on an external drive or somewhere safe. So if you ever want to go back to the original files, you can just restore them easily. Now, another quick way to, instead of clicking each thing individually, you can click here, tools, create empty package, and I'll just create this big, call it whatever you want, and then here under tools, click game file cruiser. This will allow you to quickly access game files. For now, we want to look at what is called the CAS part. Those are different individual parts. Now, this is a way I usually use to quickly batch, hide things or make things unavailable for random. If you want to do it by a certain expansion pack, you would just need to know the expansion pack number or game pack number. If it's base game, it won't show the expansion pack usually number in there. It'll show, like, say, like BG for base game. So, for example, if we wanted to look at things from game pack 02, GPO2, enter. It'll take a little bit, and then you'll see everything. So maybe this is the it looks like the what again that shows athletic type wear. Okay, this is the athletic pack. So maybe everything from this pack I want to disable for random. Just click here, scroll up, click on shift, and left click. It will select everything. Add this to current package, and you'll see it has everything here. Now I can click save. Now, if I wanted to disable every single thing in that pack from random. I just need to create a folder and put that package in it. And then I just want to copy that folder, go to content management, batch fixes CAS, the South CC for random, paste it in, run it, and then done. So now, when I go into the example, back to here, example, it will show the first thing in the packaging. Look, it's unchecked, allow for random. And now everything else in here, it won't show up under the studio tab, but here on the right, when you scroll down, you'll see allow for random is unchecked for each of those items. Now, you only want to do something like I just did if you want to make an entire pack unavailable for random. You want to be careful with certain packs like vampires doing that because it can completely make your vampire sims not have anything really available for them. Same thing with spellcasters. If you do this from the Magic Realm pack, Realm of Magic pack, I'm sorry, it will completely make your spellcasters not have anything really to wear if you do that. So be careful. That's just a shortcut. You can also select things to delete. So maybe if you only want to do hair, you can do this, then take everything that says body out and click delete, and it'll delete it. That's just a little bit shortcut, but again, you have to be careful with that. Okay, so let's take a look at what it looks like when you hide something. So let's go back. To our example here. Okay, so this is our example here. And we're going to look at it in game really quickly. Okay, so I quickly jumped into CAS, and I'm going to drill down with our filters to base game. And if we go here's our hair. So again, we see it, have everything. So what we're going to do is we're going to go back to Sims 4 Studio. And I'm going to uncheck everything. Again, this is the hiding method. And I'm going to apply to all swatches at the top. I did that. Click Save. Okay, and then I'm going to verify. Okay, it's completely empty. Now I'm going to exit out of this Sims, put my mod in my mods folder, and come back into game. Okay, so I'm taking my mod that I just edited, which is here, example. I'm copying it, and I'm pasting it into my Sims 4 mods folder. Okay, so now we're going to jump back into CAS again and make sure that it's been hidden appropriately. Okay, we're back in CAS. I'm going to click the filter, use base game, and let's scroll down. See, it's completely gone. Been completely hidden. That one's still there, that one's still there, but everything but the one we just hid. So if you want to, for example, get rid of this tragic clown here, you can use that method to do that. Any of these hairs you can hide using the method we just did. Now let's say you want that hair back again. All you have to do is take the mod out of your mods folder. So we're going to do that now. Click on it and delete. And we're going to jump back into CAS just to show you now once you delete it, you have it back again. I have CAS back open. I deleted the file. So now when I go back to base game, I should once again have that particular hair. I think I went past it. Oh, here we go. Perfect. So now it's back. And I can show you if I just hide certain colors. I've jumped right back into Sims 4 Studio really quick. This time I'm only going to hide it for elders and teens. Applied all swatches. And I'm also going to hide all of the colors. So just the colors, I'll just uncheck everything. I'm sorry, the colors are at the end, not all of the colors. Okay, so just here. I'm just doing this to show you how you can do this individually and really customize this based on your preference. Okay, so just these colors at the end. And then I'm going to click save. We're going to jump right back into CAS for one final time. Okay, we're back in CAS. Now, you click on this and you see now all those colors I hid are gone. They're not appearing. You go here, has all the colors. Go to this one. The colors are not all there. Now, you remember I also hid it from showing up on certain age groups. So we hid it from showing up on teens and elders. So let's jump to an elder sim. You see it switched to hair because if I go to short, base game hairs, that hair does not appear for elders. Also, if I go to teens and I try to find hair, it also doesn't show up for any teen sims. That's because, again, I hid it from teens. And then if I go back up to young adults, which can have the hair, when I go to short and I scroll down, there it is again. But again, only the colors I selected. This can really be used to customize The Sims 4 to show hair and clothing based on your belief in what is age appropriate and not. So let's say you don't want crop tops showing up for elders at all. You can hide them, or you can disable them for random. If you don't want these things like this showing up for teens, you can do that. Same thing goes for accessories. So everyone knows the dreaded eyeball ring. It's famous. So you can, if you want, you can completely hide this from showing up, or at least disable it from appearing for random. Now, there are a few creators that have already created hiders themselves or disabled things for random, and I will link those in the video below. I hope this has been helpful for you, and thank you for watching.